Hey everybody, how are you? It's David Waters. I'm doing this Saturday for tomorrow, but I just want to get her done. Today's the 6th. Special day. It's my son Derek's and his wife Sarah's 17th wedding anniversary, and I love them very much. And I wish them a happy anniversary. But I titled this one Casting to the Future. Last week or a couple weeks ago, I dug out all my fishing poles and my fishing tackle and my lures and all my stuff. And I literally over the years, ever since I was a little guy, that barefoot kid in the Adirondacks till kids growing up and all the different adventures of my life. But anyway, they're all in the book Rebel Lion Victory. But anyway, I pulled out all those fishing poles, not just one or two, the rods, the reels, the tackle boxes, the lures, and most importantly, the memories. As I sat there looking at them, I realized something. Many of those poles haven't seen water in 15 years or more. Life happened. Work happened. Years passed faster than I ever imagined they would. But the moment I opened those tackle boxes, something did happen. I wasn't 68 years old anymore. I was that barefoot kid in the Adirondacks up in Mount Arab. I could smell the water. I could hear the rippling noise as the water, like the water makes when it splashes against the dock or the side of the boat or the shoreline. You could hear the loons in the background. The crystal clear smells of the Adirondacks and the pine trees and just fresh air. I could feel the excitement. And every morning that I woke up, I'd run down to the dock and either get in a canoe, or I had my own little boat. It was called Baby, little dinghy type of boat. But I'd go out and go fishing, and really didn't matter if I caught anything. It was just being out there. The memories just flooded back. The days on the lake, the adventures, the laughter, the stories I could tell. And over time, I'm sure I will. Back in the 70s, as I got older, I had a bunch of friends. There was John, my best friend John, Steve, can't forget Rich. How you doing, Rich? The guys, there was Joe, there was Kevin, there was Harry, there was a whole bunch of us. But anyway, we'd fish down in Wappingers Creek. And there are some pretty big fish stories down there too. We'd go down by the factory where the Falls came down, and it comes through, and there's a channel that went through the factory, and then off it went out to the Hudson River. But we had some pretty good adventures. Giant carp. I remember seeing big giant carp, there was, or the monster catfish that John caught. And, we caught a tire too. But anyway, those were the days. You can't replace that. We were free. We were free. We were happy. The music was back in the 70s, the best, the unbelievable. Um, those memories, they're there forever. Then my mind drifted years ahead again. And then there was that time when I, moved up after being a chef and outside of this city, and I don't know, fast lane almost got the best of me, but I moved up north, and mom and dad had a place in Cambridge, New York, and the Battenkill River from Arlington to the Cambridge area there. That's the competition run for the Battenkill River, and I learned how to fly fish there. I met an old man, and he taught me the ways. But anyway, I'm not going to tell the story. The story's in my book. It was such a gift. Those unbelievable. But anyway, life moved on, and fishing with my boys, Derek and Devin and Donovan, we'd fish in the local creeks in the local areas, and there's some pretty good stories there too. But, just standing in the water, casting flies across the moving current. The thought taught me something. It taught me I didn't really fully understand at the time. Fishing isn't always about catching fish. Sometimes about finding yourself. Sometimes it's about slowing down long enough to hear your thoughts. Sometimes it's about reconnecting with the things that made you who you are today. As I look back, as I looked at those fishing poles, I realized that perhaps I've been casting the future that I've neglected. Some of these things, they all shaped my life and helped me shape, the past helped me shape my future. The barefoot boy still lives inside me. The dreamer, still lives inside me. The explorer lives inside me. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. As many of you know, I've spent much of my life dreaming. If it wasn't before Outdoor World and stuff like that, I actually dreamt about owning restaurants. I went through the motions, wrote business plans. There was a place, I don't know, back early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, that I explored. That was in, Broad Almond, New York. It was called the Timbers, and I met with the owner and realtors and went through all the motions, but I went through the motions, but I didn't have a dime, or I didn't have money. I had it all. I had the vision. I had I have the talent to cook and run a restaurant, but I just didn't have anything to back me up. So I was just chasing a dream. The story of my life. But anyway, many of you know that I spent most of my life dreaming, which I just said, dreaming about communities, dreaming about, businesses I wanted to have and run. I dream about families. I dream about people. I dream about the books like Reveille Victory, my KISS series. I've already written one of them, and my Adirondack Outdoor World. I wrote a book on that as well. And there are many, many, many other stories I want to share. I have a whole plethora of information and stories I want to share to help me, to help you. There's so many stories to be told. Sometimes those dreams, they feel overwhelming. Sometimes I wonder if I even have enough time. Sometimes I wonder if I can possibly share everything that I still have in my heart. Then I remembered something. A fisherman doesn't cast. The fisherman doesn't catch every fish with one cast. He casts again and again and again. Not because he knows what's next. Not because he knows what the next cast will bring. I wrote what twice. But anyway. Because he believes something wonderful could be waiting beneath the surface. Perhaps, just perhaps, life is the same way. Perhaps the future isn't something we fear. Perhaps it's something we cast towards with faith, with hope, with patience, and the belief that our best days just may still be ahead. As many of you know from reading my book and last week's message, I have dyslexia. For years, I thought it was something to overcome, something that held me back. Today, I'm beginning to wonder if it may also be one of the reasons why I've never stopped dreaming. While others saw obstacles, I find myself wondering what could be. Perhaps some of our greatest challenges are also connected to some of our greatest gifts. Maybe that's why I still believe in the future. I believe in you. I believe in me. I believe in us. Maybe that's why I still believe that together we can build something better for our children, for our grandchildren, and for generations yet to come. Don't let the world take us down. Let's move forward together. This summer, I hope to find a way back to the water. Not just to catch fish, but to reconnect with that piece of myself. To clear my mind, to dream, to listen, and perhaps discover what God has planned for the next chapter of my journey. I hope you'll join me, because the truth is, this journey was never meant to be, it was never mine alone. It always included you. It belongs to all of us. So whatever dreams still live in your heart, don't put it on a shelf for another 15 years. dust it off, pick it up, cast into the future, and see what happens. I'm glad you're here. Walk with me. The future is ours. I love you. Dave Waters. Take care. And have a great week. I love you guys.